Hello everyone, welcome back to Mage Knight. It's been a while since my last Mage Knight video. I'm not sure exactly how long, I guess I could check. But I've been in a Mage Knight mood recently, so I thought I'd play a game. If you don't know what Mage Knight is, there are some older Mage Knight videos on my channel. The first one goes into a lot more detail about like how stuff works and what the game is. It's one of the best single-player compatible board games that I know of. Spirit Island is the only other one I can think of that comes close. They're both very good. I don't know how I could choose between them really for single player or co-op play. And there's a great tabletop simulator implementation of both. So I'm just gonna get started here. I'm choosing. So I'm playing solo conquest, kind of the default scenario for one player. I've turned up the main difficulty slider here from 5.8, which is the default, up to 9.12. I looked at my channel, that's what I played last time, and I won that time, so it must not be impossible. Maybe I could turn it up, but it's been a while since I played. I'm a bit rusty. I'll leave it at that. And I could easily lose here. I think it's a reasonably tough. Obviously way too hard for a new player, but I have a fair amount of experience. So, who am I today? I'm Norawas, the white, kind of noble Mage Knight. And, so basically it's kind of like an RPG distilled down to a kind of, I don't know, not RPG really. It's the tactical and strategic elements of an RPG with no role-playing, distilled down into a board game. We're going to go exploring, conquering stuff on the way / helping people depending on how we feel, doing some of both presumably, gaining fame and becoming more powerful, and perhaps becoming more feared or more loved reputation wise. And eventually we're going to find the two cities, which are the main goal of the scenario. If we conquer both of them, we will have won, and if not, we'll lose. We have 6 rounds, 3 days and 3 nights to accomplish this task. So first thing to do is choose one of these 6 tactics for the day. I should look at my hand, figure out what I want to do, and which of these tactics would be best at helping me do that. Gotta say, it doesn't look like a great hand. Maybe I could go shopping? Yeah, that actually looks okay. The Udom crossbowmen are available for purchase at the village. You can see because they have a little village indicator there, a little house. And so are the foresters, but I like crossbowmen better. And there's a village here that we could go shopping at, and then maybe... actually, I'm not sure. Maybe we should head to this village? The problem right now is I don't have any dang move. I have all my influence for hiring folks. I really want, 2 of these cards. I want Concentrate and Noble Manners. Oh, wait, what mana is available in the source? There's green. Good. So, I think I will just take Rethink, which says I get to discard up to 3 cards and then redraw. So, it's kind of a semi-mulligan. And Mage Knight was kind of designed, I think, primarily as a competitive experience, and then the developer / I guess designer is the word, put in rules for non-competitive play. And I think he put a fair amount of work into them. I don't mean to say that they're like a side or an afterthought. But one of the things about competitive play is that you're there's someone else to pace yourself against. If your opponent is going quickly, you kind of have to go quickly for various reasons. Doesn't really matter. And so to simulate that in single player, there's a dummy player. So dummy has randomly chosen Mana Steal, and I have a tactic with a lower number, so I'll be going first. But before I do, I should discard some cards that I don't want. I don't really want Threaten or Mana Draw at the moment. I definitely want Noble Manners and Concentration. I could keep Swiftness. It's sort of what I want, but it's also a little bit nice to save for later. I don't know. I think I'm going to discard Swiftness. So I can discard up to 3, And those are the 3 I choose. Perfect. Ish. I got a March, so I'll spend a green mana. You're allowed to take 1 mana die per turn from the source, up to 1. Yeah, I mean, if I'd kept Swiftness, then, well, whatever. So you can see it takes 2 to... What the heck is... What is alt showing me here? This tile, like, has the wrong graphic for it? Does it have a backside? I don't know. I guess not. Anyway. So it costs 2 to move over grasslands. I have 4 move. You could even, if you really wanted to, say, I have 4 move, where can I get to? But I don't do that. It's easy enough to count yourself. So I get to the village, and that's it for the turn. I'm just going to pass. You keep the cards you haven't spent, and then you draw back up to your max hand size, which at the moment is 5. Dummy's going to take a turn, draws 3, and then because the last card was green and he has 2 green crystals, he drew 2 more. The reason Dummy matters is that if Dummy runs out of his deck before I do, I have only a short amount of time to finish getting value out of all my cards before the round is over. So my turn, I'll use this gold mana, which can be used during the day as any color of mana. So I'll use it as green to take the bottom half action of concentration, which says play another action card. Get the stronger effect of that card. If it gives you move, influence, block, or any type of attack, get that much +2. So I would get 4 influence, but instead I get 6. And I plan to use this during interaction, so I'm going to mark it as please give me 1 fame and 1 reputation when I'm done here. I'm going to interact at the village, which is basically to go shopping, using my influence to get stuff I want. And I want the crossbowman, who costs 6. And that's the turn again. Going a little bit slow. A little concerned about that, given the dummy is fast. I might plunder the village on my way out, we'll see, just to speed things up. Dummy draws blue, so he is going fast. He's got 7 cards left, and I have, okay, 8, so I could get there. Let's see, there's only white remaining, huh? Well... I'd like to go shoot this guy because it would be easy, but he's just so far away. I'm probably going to head to the keep first, or instead. So I guess it's a little awkward to move, but... I guess... Yeah, I guess I have to plunder the village, so I will take... Where's the village? Actually, I could look at the village card that describes how villages work. You can plunder during another player's turn, which means before or after one of your turns. I can plunder only once, so I draw 2 cards and lose a reputation. So, ta-da! Okay, mana draw is a pretty big get. So I'm going to play Mana Draw and power it with white mana. Take a mana die from the color and set it from the source and set it to any color. I choose blue, which is 2? Yes. So I'm setting this to blue and putting it back, and as a result, I get 2 mana tokens for use this turn only. I spend 1 of them on this stamina, and another on this stamina. The other stamina I play unpowered. This is 6 move. Actually, don't play this one yet. 4 move is enough to get onto the forest and discover who the guards are here. So I can decide whether I want... My plan is to attack them, but now that I'm allowed to see who they are, I can back out. I have one move left over, so I spent 3 of my 4. Seems like I definitely still want to go in there, so let's play this. I could play the Swiftness instead, arguing that the ability to power movement is more useful than the ability to power ranged attack, but that's generally not true, so I'll head on to the keep. And these thugs are defending it. They're attacking for 3. So I can either block 3 or take 6. They're brutal, which means if you don't block, you take twice as much damage. I have 2 armor, so that would cost me 3 wounds. I doubt that I'm going to want to take the damage. I think we're just going to play Determination Unpowered for block 2. Oh, this doesn't work. This isn't enough to kill them. I don't have 5 left. I was going to block 2 and then block 3 with improvisation. But that doesn't kill them, even with this unit, which you can use once per round. So I guess instead I have to spend my mana blocking 5 here. Sad. And attack. Is this necessary? Is there something that would be better? I don't think so. So this blocks 5, completely crushing their 3 attack. I activate my unit to attack 3, and I improvise discarding Swiftness to attack for 3 more. That's 6, defeating them. And I end turn because these guys... Oh! I didn't think about that. Normally, if you look over at the fame tracking board, you start at 0. Your first level up is at 3, so you need 3 fame to level up. That's one reason these guys are not great enemies to fight early on, because you don't get a whole level up out of them. And I was looking at the goons, and I saw you only get 2 for them as well, and I was kind of bummed I wasn't going to level. But you'll see it here, I am leveling up. And that's because I got 1 fame from using my Noble Manners earlier. That's nice. And you lose a reputation for attacking a fortified site, such as a keep. But the thugs, you gain a reputation for defeating, so I've broken even on that. And I'm leveling up. Great. So I gain my choice of one of these 3 advanced action cards and one of these 2 skills. These skills are associated with Norowas. They are from his bag of 10 skill cards. The advanced actions are, you know, any Mage Knight could get any of these cards. How does this work in solo? It always works, right? Yeah, nice. It even changes... Wow, it changes the tooltip. God, this mod is so good. If you're playing with more than 1 player, you only sometimes gain the white mana. You only gain the white mana if you have the least fame. There's only 1 player, so I always have the least fame, and so the tooltip is updated to reflect that. Amazing. So, I mean, the motivation skills are generally bonkers. This other one is whatever. It helps you move. And now the dummy has put one of his skills here, like kind of mimicking the idea of another player leveling up and taking one of his skills at random. This is because you can choose skills from the other players sometimes. You always have that choice, but there's a downside to it. So you're encouraged to take your own skills. Ambush seems like the obvious choice here. It's just a generally good card. Counterattack is sort of situational because blocking is not very good in this game, but if you are blocking, it's quite nice. And in need is just generally weak. You try not to have wounds, and influence is only situationally useful. Move and attack are always good, and this is both of them. Cool. That went on top of my deck, so I'll be drawing it this turn. And it's Dummy's turn. And I no longer feel like I'm under time pressure from dummy. The plunder and then dump my hand on that turn was getting a lot done. Plus, notice instead of 5 cards, I have 6. This is because I'm near a keep that I've conquered. That's the benefit you get from conquering keeps. Well, one of the benefits. The other is you can buy units who are only available at keeps. We don't have any of those here, but sometimes there are some. White, white, and blue are available, huh? Well, it's a little bit too bad. What are my last 2 cards? Rage and Rage. Oh, yeah, that tracks. I haven't seen Rage yet. I shuffled them. They're the same, but I'm just used to shuffling when I peek, because I don't want to do the deck tracking by hand. But in principle, you could. I think I'm just supposed to play a March. I mean, yeah. So it costs 2 move to explore an adjacent tile. I think I'll do that. A mage tower, huh? Wow, that's going to be a little bit tough to take out. Ambush would be pretty good at getting there, but I still need a lot of attack. So these guys have, you can see up at the top, they are resistant to physical and ice damage. Is it cold damage? It's ice damage, right? I don't remember. Cold attack. Cold attack. Yes. They also have a cold attack, which means it's difficult to block that with normal physical blocks, so I'd have to block 4. Fortunately, ambush makes it pretty easy to block 4. And the trick is going to be coming up with 8 damage. God, I would love to get into a mage tower. The spells available are Demolish, Cure, and Whirlwind. I mean, those are fine. So right, they're ice and physical resistant, which means you have to do twice as much damage. So that's why I said I have to come up with 8. I need so much mana. I have a fair amount with Rejuvenate and my motivation skill. I haven't spent any mana this turn, so I could have access to the source. The source is not very useful right now. I can't use any of it to assault, like in this combat. None of it would do any... Well, no, white would help for swiftness. But I have white here anyway, so that's the 1 mana I don't really need from the source. What if... I mean, this can make green, or it can ready a unit, which seems pretty good. So when an enemy attacks you and you don't block, you take a wound. That's just a junk card that goes in your hand. This unit, however, has the special ability here, Paralyze, which means if it deals any unblocked damage to you, you discard your whole hand, in addition to taking whatever number of wounds. So he would be difficult to finish off. I mean, I feel like it must be possible to just, like, use motivation now and get in there. but I can't... The way to get the move, I think, would be to power ambush. That gets me the 4 move. I would power ambush with rejuvenate. Then what? I can play like threaten sideways. You can always play a card sideways for 1 of any of the basic resources: move, influence, attack, or block. So this plus the ambush would be 5 block, plenty. But where on earth am I coming up with 8 damage? There's 4 in these rages. Power swiftness from the source for 3 more is 7, and then a sideways crystallize? I guess that's the line. Okay. So let's use motivation. Oh, right. I don't have to power swiftness from the source. I can power it from this. Sure. So I'm going to use this to gain a green mana. Spend the green mana on ambush. I get move 4. That's just enough to get onto the mage tower. These ice golems are defending it. To block, I play a threaten sideways for 5 block. 1 plus the 4 from ambush. He's got 2 ice attack, 2 cold attack. So my 5 block is only halfway efficient, but that's still more than 2, so I'm good there. And I play 2, 4, 7, 8 attack. Can I do better if I crystallized with blue from the source, making red? I mean, that doesn't let me save a card. It does let me do 1 excess damage, which doesn't matter. Right, the idea would be to first crystallize paying blue to get the strong effect of crystallize, giving me a red mana, and then I could use the red mana to gain 2 attack by powering rage instead of not powering it. I'd get 4 instead of 2. So like this crystallize could give me 2 instead of 1, but I don't need it. So the only reason to do that would be if I want to get rid of the blue mana in the source. None of these cards are doing anything for me this day, so I don't think it matters. I'm not going to get to do anything. Okay, so this looks fine. Let's just double check. This gave me green mana. This moved me in and blocked. 2, 4, 7, 8 damage. Yes. I have defeated the ice golems. Leveled up for a second time, which is pretty decent for day 1. I've had games where you level 3 times in day 1, but they're very rare. 1 is tolerable, 2 is good. So I gain the rewards for defeating a mage tower. If successfully assaulted, mark it and gain a spell. So I can choose any one of these 3 spells and I can have it. I mean, a lot of the green spells are pretty bad, and healing is also sort of bad usually. You know, if you have a lot of wounds, or your units are taking a lot of wounds, Cure is very strong. Disease is good if you're blocking things. Kind of a combo with counterattack, actually, but that's kind of like taking 2 bad cards on the off chance you finally get something that enables them. Whirlwind is good early, which is where we are. Demolish is good later because ignoring fortifications might let you snipe some stuff. I don't know. I mean, like, the big testing parts of this game are the city combats where you're fighting many enemies at a time. and they're all fortified. So ignoring fortifications and reducing their armor is quite useful. But I think I'll just take Whirlwind, which is decent early and decent late, whereas Demolish is pretty bad early. Yeah, let's take a Whirlwind. Rewards claimed. Go ahead, dummy. And there's nothing productive I can do with this turn, so I'll just end round 1, which is day 1. Okay, yes, I have claimed my rewards. It's resetting all the offers out here. It gave dummy a new card, and what was that card anyway? It was the card that was left here. It doesn't matter super much. All that really matters is like what color it was. I think it might have been, must have been green, which is... Oh yeah, it was in need. I mean, what was I going to do? Take that so he couldn't have it? No thanks. It sucks. Choose tactic. Tactics to be removed. Yes, both of them, I guess. I have no choice. I get to choose first. I have my Whirlwind in hand. I have a new command token, so I can support a second unit now. Anyone at the Mage Tower? No. There are shock troops at the keep, though. So I could go back there if I wanted to hire them. I'd rather just head to this keep. Ooh, or there is this dungeon here. Having a spell that says destroy an enemy, like, that resolves a lot of threats. You have to let them attack you first. Like, you have to get through blocks before you can activate Tornado. So either block or take damage. I do have Determination in hand, so I don't know, maybe I could come up with enough mana. The problem is there's no black in the source. So at night, you can't use gold for anything. That's kind of like a symbol of the night ending, is the sun is coming up, there's gold mana. Gold mana is used up, and black mana is useful to power the stronger effects of spells. So black mana would be nice to be able to conquer one of these guys. Either the keep or the dungeon, I guess. But there's a reason not to go towards the dungeon. The keep, I mean. Which is that, notice there is no thing saying here that you can explore. You can't just, like, explore in a straight line. You have to, like, more or less, a new tile that you explore must be touching at least... I mean, the rules are whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is you can't just, like, go get one long skinny thing. So these two aren't explorable until I get to this one. So heading to the dungeon makes more sense to me. And I don't need preparation. My hand is very good already. I want to take Mana Search so I can start digging for black dice. This is, you only get to use each tactic like once over the course of a game because there's 3 nights, and each night the tactic you choose and the tactic dummy chooses are removed from the game. So I might as well just grab Mana Search now, a round when I know how to use for it. Dummy takes, what was that, Meditation? Yeah. Okay. So Mana Search says, once per turn, before you use mana, you can reroll up to 2 mana dice. I don't really want the white or the green, so let's reroll those. Still no black. Already I sort of regret rerolling the white because I was like, oh, I have blue. I can use Crystallize to turn blue into anything. But, I mean, I do have Noble Manners right here. I could head to the keep and, like, use Noble Manners, and that's what I should do. But it would have been better if I had left white mana. Okay, well... I don't know, what's my second move? I kind of want, I don't know, maybe Determination's too greedy. I don't really have enough mana to... I don't know, you know what? No, because I'm gonna need motivation. God, you know what? I'm gonna put back these dice. That was a stupid roll. This one was white. I'm gonna re-roll just the one that was green. Leave the blue and the white there. And you know what? Since I'm cheating, I'm gonna just set it to gold, the worst possible result, and the one that I got. Okay. I should have left the white there. So this is move 3. What does it cost? They're 6? Okay. So this is 3 move. Is that really what I'm going to do? I guess it's fine. Oh, the mirrored source didn't update when I made that little change. So I'm going to power this for 4 influence. My reputation bonus is still... people still feel neutral about me. You know, when you do good things, it goes up. When you do bad things, it goes down, and you start getting penalties when interacting with people. But they're still neutral about me. So 4, 5, 6. It's greedy to hang on to Whirlwind Tornado, but I still think I can manage to use it. So I'll gain a fame and a reputation because of the Noble Manners effect. And I'll take the only things available at the keep, the Northern Monks. I guess I could have thought about buying a spell from the Mage Tower, huh? Like Fire Burning Shield or something? It's not bad, but I like units. Norwas loves units, so there you go. Done. Okay, mana draw. That's nice, because that lets me create mana of whatever color I need. I'll re-roll the... Again, with using Mana Search. The gold and... Do I want red or blue? I mean, kind of neither. I want, like, green and white, I think. Well, it's actually kind of awkward to use all this. I don't think I want the green. Ambush doesn't... Well... I can use Ambush just as like a stamina, but I think I just want to use stamina. So let's re-roll the red and the gold. A gold and a white. Okay. So stamina powered is 4 move. Spend 2 of it exploring. Okay. And I still fancy heading to this dungeon, but the Mage Tower is another possibility. Even if I don't ever go to this tile, it's not like the Explorer was wasted. You have to explore enough tiles to get to the good tiles at the bottom. So... And you can't win the game without getting near the bottom of the tiles, so that's fine. I feel a little bit silly, but I think I'm just gonna spend Ambush to get 2 more move. And then not use the other Ambush's secondary effects. So 2... Oh, wait a minute. I made 4 move. This is 6. Oh, okay. Ambush isn't enough to get me here. Okay, so just take back the Ambush. Go again later. So I think this is all I'm doing, is playing a powered stamina, exploring and moving. Well, actually, no. Well, how am I doing deck-wise? 7, 14. I don't have to go fast. I can try to squeeze maximum value. So, end turn. That's nice to see. Okay. And there's black and white in the source. Fantastic. Okay. Process dummy. All right. So there's no green, but I think this is a good motivation turn, right? I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, but it should be pretty sweet, whatever it is. Cool. So I don't have any green mana, and I could get some with mana draw, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm just going to play these move 4. So unpowered both of them. Move 4 gets me onto the dungeon, and I challenge the monster within. I have units, but you're not allowed to use units in the dungeon. They're not stupid enough to follow you into a dungeon. So you have to, like, solo this monster. Norowas actually has a skill that says, like, oh, there's one unit who loves you so much he'll follow you into places where you normally can't use units, but I don't have that skill right now. Anyway, a gargoyle, huh? Okay, that's fine. That's easy to handle. I actually don't need most of these cards. So let's see. I want to block 5. I mean, I could just take 2 wounds, but that seems silly. So this is 3, 4 actually. Oh no, this is 5. Plus 2 to your first block. So this blocks for 3, discarding a card to power. Or you must discard a card, and if you do, you get like block 3. But actually, it's block 5 because of the ambush. So I've made it through blocks, and now I have to kill this guy. That would require 8 damage, which I don't have. But what I do have is a tornado. So I pay a white and... Oh, hang on. Before I use mana from the source, I can reroll a card if I want. 1 or 2, up to 2 dice. I choose 1. Alright, it's another black. Whatever. So I'll play this, the bottom half of this card, paying white and black. I'm in the attack phase because I made it through blocks. Destroy target enemy. So I have blown up this gargoyle or ripped him to pieces or something. I should therefore, before I end my turn, I should take my reward from the dungeon. You roll a die and you get either an artifact or a spell. Usually an artifact. Sometimes you get unlucky and just get a spell. Here we get an artifact. So let's head over to the artifacts deck. We could have the Banner of Command. I mean, Norowas likes units. I don't have any skills yet that benefit from an excess of units, but he does have some. Or we could take the Sword of Justice. Pretty solid, like, way to get more attack and fame. But I think I want the Banner of Command. Units are just nuts, and they're even better with Norowas. And with that, I end turn, which will give me 4 fame. Still not enough to level, but we'll be close. And I got to keep some of my great... Like, Concentration is one of the best cards in the starting deck. I kept it in case I was going to need... I was glad to draw it, because I thought I might need it. But the Gargoyle was very easy to cope with. Yep. So it turns out I probably could have handled that without the motivation, but I'm still fine with having used motivation because it let me keep some better cards. Well, I don't need the gold or black. I've used my only... Okay. Well, we'll get there. We'll get good mana eventually. What do we want to do right now, huh? I mean, kind of nothing. It's a little sad. I mean, probably what I'm supposed to do is mana draw for green. Powered white to gain green, that is. But it's going to be tough to use 2 green mana, so it's going to kind of go to waste. What's left in my deck? A move and so okay, so I have threaten, my green card, the one that makes a mana token, and something blue, which is a move, so it must be a stamina. Okay. Well, I mean, any chance I could buy something at the Mage Tower, maybe? Seems hard. I only have 4 influence here. I could do it next turn, but I won't have access to as much mana that way. But I will have access to... I don't know. I want to make use of these guys. I want to go smash this Mage Tower is what I want to do. Fine. Maybe that's what I'll do. Play mana draw. Powered white to turn this mana die green, gaining 2 green crystals for this turn. Spend 1 of them, powering March, to move 4. And pass. The other green has to go to waste. I used mana draw to turn mana green and also put some green in the source for next turn. Turns out I rolled another green anyway, though. Okay, still plenty of time. And this is my whole deck, huh? Okay. So it's, during the day, we could see enemies who were guarding these because we were adjacent. At night, you don't get that benefit. You have to walk in blind, but I should be fine. So let's... God, there's not even anyone to hire at the Mage Tower. They're at the monastery, and we haven't found any monasteries yet. Move 2... 3? I guess? I don't think I'm going to need Threaten. Well... I mean, I have to buy a spell somehow. I don't have to, but I want to. But I think I'll probably want all of this. So I guess that'll have to do. Oh, before I use mana from the source, I definitely don't want any black mana tonight. And I don't think I need 2 green, do I? I might. Let's just reroll the black. It's white. Okay. So that's my 3 move. Head into the Mage Tower. Okay. So these guys attack for 3 twice. Brutal. Well, I mean, that would be 4 total wounds, right? If I just took it all. I probably don't have to do that. Because... I'm not doing the blocking yet. I'm playing out the attacks to figure out what I have left over for blocking. But this is 6 damage, right? And Reduce armor and 1 attack. Does that help somehow? Not really. Because the maximum... I could get a ranged attack 2 from this guy. This guy could ranged attack 1 and also increase the other ranged attack, so it would be ranged attack 4. But since that's not enough to defeat this guy, the fact that it's ranged doesn't matter. I have to wait until he's attacked me. You can use ranged attack to, like, destroy enemies before they get to attack. But if you can't completely defeat an enemy with an attack, the attack does nothing. So you have to, like, save it all up. And I don't have 7 ranged attack. So... yeah. I mean, I can block 3 here to block one of the attacks. And I guess instead of using the shock troops... yeah, okay. So I use the shock troops to... I activate their third ability to reduce an attack by 3. So the first attack for 3, I'm blocking with the crossbowman. The second attack for 3, I'm reducing to 0 and then assigning to the shock troops for no effect. Now I have to come up with 7 damage. And this is 6. So I can play 1 card sideways to get there. Now, it looks like Banner of Command is going to be useless because I only have 4 influence. There's no one to hire here. And it costs 7 influence plus a mana to buy a spell. Actually, it might be useless. Shoot. I don't have enough mana. I was thinking what I could do would be I could gain Charm as my reward from the Mage Tower. And then spend Charm plus my Banner of Command to buy another spell from them. But I'd have to spend a mana on the spell, and then also a mana on the Charm to get the influence. And there's no way for me to get 2 mana next turn. Except, of course, I could have Rejuvenate. To gain a green token. But I have to play one of these 2 sideways. And that means I can't both cast a spell, cast Charm, and have Banner of Command, and have a mana to pay for a spell. I can't do all 3 of those things. Although, actually, I'm leveling up this turn. Which means I'll be able to put yet another card in my hand and skill in my supply, right? So I could gain Learning if I wanted. Pretty horrible skill, advanced action. But it would be some influence. Or I could take Motivation to give myself a green mana crystal to let me buy Cure. In addition to taking Charm by force. It would be nice not to give... I mean, Cure isn't great, but spells are just... As spells go, Cure is a bad one. But it's still a spell. They're all pretty strong, if you can find the right place to use them. So anyway, I think all that said, I can afford to actually use Banner of Command. Which means that... like, okay, if there were no way to buy a spell, what I could do instead is play Banner of Command sideways for my 7th damage, and then use bottom half of Rejuvenate to turn this green die into a green crystal. But since I can get a spell, I think that's way better than getting a mana crystal. Boy. One of the things about the style, the way in which I play Mage Knight, is I'm nuts about mana. I love mana. any way I can crystallize stuff, it's one of my favorite things to do, to get stuff into my inventory. I haven't even had one in my inventory all game, and we're through night 1. Usually I've got like 7 or 8 by now. But I'm loading up on spells, so I don't know. Spells and units. Anyway, so this is the 7 damage. These 2 units did all the blocking. This all looks legal. Great. End turn and level up. First of all, I claim my spell, which is Charm. And I can gain... Ooh. Oh no, it's Bonds of Loyalty. It's such a good one, and I want it, but it's... Right now, it doesn't do anything. And I already have the Banner of Command, so, like, do I really need Bonds of Loyalty? This is the one I was talking about, that gives you space for an extra unit, and also that unit loves you so much that they'll follow you into places units normally won't go. But at the moment, what I'm dying for is mana, and, like, look at this. It's right here. I could take the Motivation skill, which is even better, I think, in general. At the moment, you know, I wouldn't benefit from the draw effect, of course, but the green mana would be nice. But I'm picking up a 3rd spell, which I think means I really need crystals. So I'm going to take Whisper in the Treetops. And I haven't really taken a lot of block cards, right? I don't think so. I mean, I have Ambush, basically, right? Plus the stuff you start with. These units can block, but that's not the only thing they can do. So I don't think I have to take counterattack. Into the Heat is pretty good for units. Yeah, and we have Banner of Command, so we should have more units than usual. I think I want Into the Heat. I gained a skill, I gained an advanced action, I gained my spell. Done. Cool. So now I'm going to go shopping at the Mage Tower. I use this to generate 4 influence. I grab this mana for influence 4. And I activate my skill to gain a white crystal, which I get to keep, and a token, which I have to spend this turn. A green token, of course. There are 2 green spells available. Okay. I mean, Underground Travel's pretty good, I think. It's not incredible. Oh, could I just fight this guy instead if I wanted? I mean, it would be pretty hard, right? Yeah, I don't really have the tools to fight him. Okay. I mean, Cure to ready units is kind of great. And, I mean, even Disease, now that I've got Into the Heat to make it easier to block enemies, I think Disease is not so bad. So I guess I'll take Cure. I guess, though, it doesn't do anything tonight. Whereas Underground Travel would do something. Although not much. It would let me move 1 tile. Or, I mean, up to 3, but where would I want to go besides up here, right? Here, maybe? That's not bad. Yeah. Maybe it is fine to take Underground Travel. But I don't know. Readying units... I mean, it's only heal 2, which... But that's like... I don't know. These are both level 2 units, which means it costs heal 2 to heal them if they have a wound. And they can't, generally speaking, have more than 1 wound, although it is possible. Usually they don't. So it costs 2 heal to remove a wound from them and get them back into shape, which means Cure can really only ready 1 unit. But if you can combine that with another source of heal, you could maybe like heal multiples. And getting your units back is kind of insane. Okay, so I have to pay. The reason I want the green mana is you have to pay a mana of the color of the spell you're buying, and green is the color I happen to have access to, so I'm going to take Cure. Or Underground Travel, but I mean, Underground Travel doesn't look half bad right now. But I would really like to buy a unit from the Mage Tower tomorrow morning, right? Before I leave. On the other hand, standing... Okay, so deserts are easier to move through at night, and forests are easier to move through during the day. I don't really want to be standing right in front of some deserts tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I think that settles it. Let's take Underground Travel. Cool. So, end turn. Dummy has called end of round, so I get one final turn, which is perfect. That's all I need. I timed it beautifully. I move. I have to power this, of course. Spells can never be played without mana. So even the top half costs mana and the bottom half costs mana plus black. Move by up to 3 revealed spaces on the map. You may not move to or through swamps or lakes. You must end on a safe space. So my plan is to move 1, 2, 3. Normally, a move like that would have provoked these diggers. If you move from one square that's adjacent to an enemy to another square that's adjacent to the same enemy, you have to stop your movement there and the enemy attacks you. Rampaging enemies, the green tokens. There are exceptions, but generally that's how things work. This says, though, you are moving underground, so you don't provoke them. So I get to here. I'm ending my turn on a magical glade, which lets me remove a wound from my discard pile or my hand, but I didn't take any wounds, so take that. End turn. Yep. I have removed 1 wound by having none. Remove both of these, yeah. And there wasn't even anything good at the Mage Tower. The scouts were there, but I don't really generally... I didn't want them that badly. They're not great units. They're fine. We gave Goldix another green crystal, which is not great, because his deck is more green than anything else, I think. Yeah. Okay, well... what do I need? Planning's pretty great. I shouldn't really need Great Zart to kill this guy. Attacks 4? Mm-hmm. I mean, I can just, like, the crossbowmen almost kill them. Shock troops plus crossbowmen would kill them, but that's, like, pretty wasteful of units. You want... Units are kind of like a free card in your hand that you can save up for whenever you need it, right? The 5 cards in your hand, you can only keep 5 at a time, generally. Like, it's hard to make a bigger hand. So a unit is like a card you can use at a time of your choosing, and they're usually pretty decent cards. So spending one when you don't have to is undesirable, because then you don't have them later. I do have Cure, though, right? So I can, like, spend a unit and then get it back. I don't know. I have to spend at least 1 to deal with them, I think, because I don't really have attack and block. I guess I could just let them hit me. Take a couple wounds, heal up. That's not so bad. There's no green mana, huh? So healing 2 is a little hard. I mean, there's green mana here, I guess. I think I just want planning. Oh, right. Because I'm on a glade, I start with a gold mana token. So actually, I do have the mana I need for this plan. So I'm just going to start the turn by fighting this guy. And I resolved the blocking phase by just letting him hit my crossbowmen. They have 4 armor, so they soak up all 4 damage. This is my attack. Oh, I only need attack 3, not 4. Okay, so this is my attack 3. Improvise, discarding, threaten. And that's the combat over with. I rejuvenate, powered, to heal 2. Healing the crossbowman. I could have just taken the wounds to hand and healed those instead, but this feels more clever. And I'll end the turn by crystallizing. What color do I still need? I have 2 white spells and a green spell, but I can make white and green mana. I guess I have quite a bit of green requirements, so I'm going to grab some here. Plus, there's no green in the source. Because there's concentrate, I have ambush. There's a lot of demand for green mana, I think. So I use the strong. You can use crystallize to just like turn a mana into a crystal by using the top effect. But if the mana you pay is blue, you might as well use the bottom effect, which lets you crystallize to any color. So I crystallized the blue into green. Oh. I could have taken the 2 wounds to hand and then let the glade heal one of them and healed the other with rejuvenation, or maybe even not healed the other? Yeah, in fact, let's change how I do that. I forgot again that I'm on a glade. So if I don't spend rejuvenation, keep that in hand, right? And instead of wounding my crossbowman, I wound myself. Then I can use the gold mana that I had on rejuvenate, but not to heal a wound. Instead, I'll use it to make a green crystal. At the end of turn, the glade is going to heal this wound. And I won't even use the crystallize. I want to do that next turn. So let's... What mana was... This was the blue mana. So I'm just going to leave that there. Yeah. This is a better line. It's slower, but that's okay. It lets me take advantage of planning, which says if you have at least 2 cards left, draw more cards. And also lets me take more advantage of the glade. As long as I'm not super, super slow, this should be fine. Oh, and this I did spend. Okay. Dummy draws, hits green, ouch, so can't be too slow. And I'm just going to crystallize, and that's the whole turn. It's greedy, but I think it's probably right. I don't think I should take another green. Should I? Well, I mean, I have underground travel. Seems pretty good, actually. Yeah, let's grab a green. Because there's not green in the source anymore since I used some on Rejuvenate in this line. I guess I could re-roll the blue by spending this mana instead of my gold token. Do I want that? And I don't think I'm going to use Noble Manners, so I'm just playing this sideways as one move and then not moving. I'm ending my turn on a glade, so I get rid of this. I think I'll leave the blue mana in the source. End turn. So, I got rid of all the wounds. I got some mana crystallized. And I didn't have to spend any units. Okay. So, I want to underground travel this turn. I thought I was going to explore this tile from here, but it turns out... Oh, no, wait. Ah, shoot. Underground travel doesn't let me go like this, which is where I want to go. Because you can't underground travel through a lake. So I'm going to have to step onto this village first. Which is fine. I'll just play a march. Actually, a stamina powered blue. So I have 4 move. And I haven't actually played underground travel yet. I spend 2 to get to the village. Oh, you know what? I could have actually considered spending influence at the village to buy, like, thugs. But I did... In that case, I could have kept noble manners. But if I had, I wouldn't have drawn Banner of Command, so I wouldn't actually have anywhere to put them. Anyway, this is 4 move. I spend 2 to get to the village. Now I cast underground travel using my gold mana to move 1, 2, 3. I have 2 move left, which I spend on exploring this tile, I guess. Okay. I want to fight somebody. Do I have to do it this turn, or should I wait? There are thugs and shock troops at the keep, which I could use Banner of Command on. Actually, I'm getting another banner, or another command token, space for another unit, if I beat both of these guys. So maybe my plan is to get this guy, then this guy. Oh yeah, because I don't have to move to fight you. Sure. Attack. In order to fight the guy at the keep, I have to move on to the keep. This guy I can fight without moving. I haven't worked through the details of the combat. It would be nice to save into the heat, but it would also be nice to save a lot of my units. Either one of them could block. This guy could do the attack if necessary. But if I do both of those, I'm not using into the heat. Into the heat, attacks and blocks increased by 2. Doesn't really help here. Like, the attacks and blocks are all big enough anyway. Would it help against the crossbowmen? I mean, a little. I could just take a wound. It's not so bad. I'm a little reluctant to spend rage, but I don't know, I have to spend something. You know, I just think Into the Heat is like not at all good right now. So, I mean, this would block. What do the crossbowmen look like again? 4 attack. What if I don't block, instead I activate shock troops using their bottom ability to reduce attack to 0? I don't know, that's so stupid. Why don't I just take a damn wound? Well, I don't have my healing left in the deck, actually. I have a cure. No, I don't. I took underground travel instead. Right? There's no cure in here? Whirlwind... Charm, yeah. So, a wound would be sort of bad. I guess this is the plan, then. I use the shock troops to reduce their attack to 0. I play Rage on Sideways into the Heat. Actually, how much move do I have left? Maybe I can play the March Sideways? 5 of my 11 cards move. But I really do need to hit one of them. Yeah, I think I'll just do this. Into the Heat doesn't look like it's going to do much. The numbers on the crossbowmen are just not high enough for this to be relevant. Okay, end turn. Dummy has 1 card left? Okay, we better get a move on. I did draw some moves. That's nice. So I'm going to get this turn and 2 more to get through my whole deck. White, red, and gold. Do I need motivation to get in there? I don't... No, I want to use that later. To handle this altar, probably. So... I guess... Actually... Let's just activate this to get a crystal and a token, and then I can march in. Powered. Yeah, 'cause there's no green here. Hello, nice to meet you. Actually, hang on. Before I do that, let me... I'm not fighting you yet. Let me... spend a swiftness as well, because we are on a bit of a time crunch. This is 6 move now, so I can spend 2 exploring this. Okay, good. If there were a monster here, we would have been in a little bit of a nuisance. Oh, this is kind of nice. Now when I move here, if I want to... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, the game is a little confused because I walked onto a keep that wasn't owned by anybody, but didn't have a defender because I moved myself off after walking on. So it drew me another defender. Okay, well, these guys aren't actually there. And I'm only losing 1 rep because I'm only actually assaulting at once. Oops, only lose 1. There we go. But if I wanted to... Shoot. It turns out it would have been better to spend the stamina instead of the swiftness. But I shouldn't roll that back because the reason it's better is based on what was revealed on the other tile, and I had to spend this... Oh no, I didn't have to spend this yet. I could have just play... I can just play this, flipping a tile, and have 2 move left over. See these guys here, and then decide which movement card to use to get me the rest of the move I need to get on here. So I choose stamina, and I'm going to challenge these guys, include them in the same combat. Very greedy, but you know, we're in, like I said, in a bit of a time crunch. So This is perfect because, well, I don't know about perfect. But these guys are really easy to shoot down with the cards in my hand, which aren't all that useful for the combat. So, does that have to be before my turn? It does, right? No, once around. Okay. Because I want to concentrate a swiftness on this fellow to shoot him for 5 before he gets to do his attack. And then you... Well, okay, first I'll have to deal with you, technically. No, in range, I do you first. Right, so this guy's dead with this. And you... I can't realistically block. So I'll just take 2 wounds, I think. And then spend these guys to attack 3, 4, 5. Enough to defeat you. Okay. Seems fine. Let's make sure that all this confusion about tokens hasn't gotten me the wrong... For 7 fame, yep. My rep should be neutral because I'm losing it for attacking this, but gaining it for attacking this. This all looks good. And I've spent only 1 mana from the source. Perfect. Okay. So let's end turn and see what it does with this token. It did not put them back here. Perfect. Okay. And I gained, yes, a command token. Perfect. So, yep, I've claimed my rewards. Oh my god, I have so many cards. Because I've conquered 3 keeps, and I have planning, and my command token just started saying my max hand size is 6. So it's like 9? 10, right? 9, apparently. 6 plus 3. Yep. No. Why isn't it 10? Oh, because I didn't... No, I didn't conquer this keep. 1, 2 keeps. Okay, got it. So process dummy. Oh, I'd love to see that mana draw. Although I think I want it for next turn, right? What is this card? It's Whirlwind, not useful. So I'm going to have 1 turn after this. Dummy hasn't called end of round, but he will next turn. So I have to prioritize what I want to do. I probably want to go shopping. And I bet I can just buy both of these idiots, right? Like 11 influence? I should be able to come up with that. Look at this hand. Actually, yeah, well, right. Charm, Banner of Command... Right? I mean, that's 8. Then 3 cards sideways. So, let's do that. Charm. Banner of Command. So I gained 4 influence. And 4 more influence. And... So it's 8, 9. I guess this is strictly better than March. 10, 11. So that's enough influence to buy thugs and shock troops, who are both present at the keep. Thugs have a weird interaction with reputation, where your reputation bonus actually counts negatively for them, so... The more hated you are, the cheaper it is to buy thugs. The more loved you are, the less easy. Yeah, this all works. So I'll take you and you. And okay, this doesn't like give you any reward or whatever, but this does. This gives me a crystal of any color. Well, I probably should choose something other than white or green. I've managed to load up on enough of that. Let's take... red? I don't know. I have Into the Heat, I guess. Starting to wish I'd taken counterattack, though. No, look how many units I have. Into the Heat must be nuts. Anyway, that's the end of my turn. My hand size is still 9, yes. Good. Dummy calls end of round. I get one last turn. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to use my motivation skill to draw 0 and get a mana token. I'm going to move 3 to get onto this altar. I challenge this altar. It says, if you can give me 3 white mana, you can have 7 fame. And I can do that without even spending a crystal. Oh, I can't. There's no white in the source. Rude. I feel like there was white there before. I guess not. No one else... These guys don't make mana, of course. Alright, well, I mean, it's still good. Let's turn this white and get 2 white tokens, turning 1 into 2 with mana draw. And then spend 1 here. So there's your 3 mana. Give me my 7 fame, please. End turn and level up. You're not allowed to revisit your own skill tokens that you passed up, but you can take the other ones that other players have passed. We talked about that a little. So there's 5 left here, so this should be the last countryside tile, right? Yeah, after that it's core tiles. Okay. Inspiration. Ready a unit. That's nice. Firebolt would be nice. Motivation would be nice, but I don't really want... When you take someone else's skill token, you have to take the leftmost advanced action, and there's no way I'm taking Learning. I'm pretty sure I'm taking Firebolt, but like you could argue maybe Intimidate. Attack 7 is pretty strong. But I don't know, I like Firebolt, so I'll take that, and I guess Inspiration. It's a fine skill. Yeah, so these... I guess I could choose, actually, which one of these is under the Banner of Command. Is there any reason that I would make a choice one way or the other? I'm more likely to dismiss the thugs, I think. And thugs are more... And you'd rather have dismiss someone who's in a normal slot than someone who's in a banner slot, so... choose tactics to be removed. Yes, both of them, please. What is it that I want to do next? I do like Guardian Golems, but I'm not going to waste my time going back to the keep to hire them. Okay, nice to have this line up with a heal, or with a wound. What I want to do is get my ass moving, explore these tiles, right? So I want to like concentrate on March or something, probably. There is green in the source. Preparation and Sparing Power are generally quite strong. Generally speaking, the higher numbered ones are stronger because by taking them you resign yourself to going later in the move order, which means you get less done in the day. Or round, I should say. In this case, the night. Sparing Power is great for one big mega turn. Preparation is... I mean, all of these kind of mirror the day tactics, right? Preparation is a bit like a weird version of Great Start, where instead of drawing 2, you tutor for 1, right? And Great Start is the 5 for day tactics. You know, Long Night. Actually, this is replacing Rethink, isn't it? I guess it's not in the right order, right? This is more of like... Day Tactic 2 is like Night Tactic 4. What's Day Tactic 4? It's planning. There isn't really a version of planning for Night, I guess. Long Night is not really close. I mean, I don't know. Long Night should be fine. I think I'll probably get through my deck faster than Dummy. Is there anything I really want to prepare for? No. So I'll take Long Night and hope to... And I'll save at least one of these 2 for the last round. We'll see which one. I get my choice. Great. Sure. Go ahead. So... Seems pretty mandatory to concentrate March. Well... I mean, I guess you could argue to save concentrate for swiftness in case you run into someone you want to shoot in the head efficiently. But I have Firebolt if I have to do that, right? So I think this is fine. This is 6 move. I'll spend 2 of it exploring here. Restoration's not great. Mana Bolt's okay. Offering Sacrifice, one of my favorites. Great way to take down a big chunk of dudes in a city, and also to build up your mana reserves before doing that. So it doesn't seem unreasonable to head to this Mage Tower. My plan was like to perhaps move up here and explore that tile. You'll notice only 1 tile is available for exploration now. This is because now that there are core tiles in the deck instead of countryside tiles, the placement requirements are more stringent. The tile that you're exploring has to touch 2 already explored tiles. For countryside tiles, it's more lax. The tile you're exploring has to touch 2 or other tiles, or it has to touch another tile that also touches 2 tiles. It's like here would be fine because this touches 2 tiles for a countryside, but for core it has to be here. So we're definitely going here eventually. But, you know, there's some good stuff in here. I think I want to spend 2 move. I have 2 left. So what is there here? Hey. I could fight a gray and a brown enemy for an artifact. I mean, sure, but let's use this leftover move to hit the Mage Tower first. A little tricky to block all that, but the good news is I don't really have to. I could activate both shock troops to reduce their attack to 0. Or I could activate both shock troops to reduce their attack to 3 and also do 2 damage to them. Right, reduce armor, basically. I don't mind taking a wound or 2 to hand. But I don't want my units getting wounded. I think what I'm going to do is activate both. Oh wow, look at that. It actually moves the... I thought this was an actual token I could pick up, but it's not. It's just like, I don't know, a ghost. And when you flip it, it moves it here. Very cool. So I'll activate both of these guys on their middle ability, reducing their armor and attack by 1. So he has 4 armor now and 3 ice or cold attack. I have 3 armor, so I'll just take a wound in the block phase. Now move to attacks. He only has 4 armor. So I will... I didn't actually think this through. How do I want to fight him? I guess the crossbowmen are fine. I don't like spending so many units so fast. Actually, yeah, hang on. Since I do want to fight this, and this is going to be way tougher. Maybe this isn't the plan. Maybe I just take 2 wounds instead of 1 here. Sure. I'll take 2 wounds. And what do I do to kill exactly? What spell am I getting? I'm getting Offering Sacrifice, right? So I don't really want to spend my red. Maybe I use Motivation? Sure. Let's in fact put these 2 wounds back yet. I haven't taken them yet. We still haven't blocked. I haven't done anything this combat, it turns out. Motivate me, please. This is another thing it would be nice to save for the ruins. But that's life. I wanted the mana and the draw might help. It sort of does. I still don't really have any good blocks, so I think I will just take 2. And I have this white. I could just power swiftness with it. I guess that's what I'm doing. I could also use it. I could crystallize it. That's like, but that's greedy. I have this to make white crystals. So this is 3, 4, 5? No, 3, 4, 5, 6, I mean. Then I'll use this skill as well to gain a white crystal and a green token. Spend the green token here to heal 2. Okay, not an ideal combat, really. But I can look forward to some good stuff next round, I think. Anyway, let's just declare that... Well, let's double check this combat, because I did a lot of taking stuff back. So I moved in with 6 moves. So move, explore, move, right? That's what I did. Yes. Explore, move. In blocks, I just took 2 damage. 2 wounds, I should say. I wish I could instead assign it to the thugs. Because you have to pay them influence to make them take damage. And I don't have any good influence cards lying around. I could activate the thugs to pay themselves influence. Get them to threaten each other? I don't know. But I'd lose a reputation for that. And I don't want that as badly as... I don't mind 1 wound. I'll find a way to deal with it. So anyway, blocks I do nothing. Attack 2, 5, 6. They're cold resistant, but I'm not using cold. Use this to heal 2 of the wounds. Okay, end turn. and take an offering from the Mage Tower. No access to red mana, huh? I have some here, which is an important part of the plan. I was just hoping there'd be some in the supply, in the source. Ugh. It's pretty bad out there. It's not a very good offering, even. Now that I look at it. But spend a red on offering. This gives me a red back. Then I discard improvisation and crystallize to gain another red and a blue. It says discard 3 non-moon cards, gain a crystal of the matching color. And the question is, do I want to discard either of these? Obviously, I could just play Firebolt to get the same effect of gaining a red crystal. But I would really, really like to keep both of these cards for the next combat. So I think I'm going to hang on to these. End turn. Why are you, like, misaligned? Okay, that's helpful. It's a way to make use of this black mana. Get the source moving again. 4 cards. I have 10? Oh my god. Okay, well, yuck. Spend a green crystal here for a big ambush. Good. I mean, yeah, this seems great, right? So I might actually not be using the Whirlwind or the Tornado. Yeah, my mana sucks. So I think I want to activate both Shock Troops. So he does ranged attack 1 and gives these guys better attacks. You then do a ranged attack 2 and give everybody even better attacks. You go off and you get a ranged attack 4, I guess. So I have ranged attack 7 lying around, right? Which it turns out means I didn't need to power ambush. I could have just not done it. But I didn't know what enemies I was going to run into, right? So and then pay a red. This is my first attack card. So I get +2. This is ranged fire 5. So that's one big attack that I'm using to attack both of these guys together. Attack of 1. 3, 7, 12. So that kills all of them. And I get this artifact. Fine. This card and one more to get through my whole damn deck? Okay. Okay, I guess we need to get moving, so I want to turn this gold blue. Give me 2 blue mana, please. Let's get a move on. Move 4. 2, that's 4. Found the Red City. Okay. Well, that's exciting. Wish I had some of those huge ranged attacks left. I guess I do, actually, right? If I can get to my... Into the heat? Although my units are all tapped now. I can untap one of them. And they're both swamp dragons, weirdly enough. I mean, I feel like the only reasonable thing to do is move 4 again, obviously. What else was I going to do? Onto this wasteland so that I'm poised to attack whichever dragon I feel like, and also I can see who's guarding the city. Ugh. Okay, it's just so many units. Very scary stuff. Every time when I see this first city, I'm like, what the hell? I chose this difficulty? I have a lot of units. I'm obviously not assaulting it tonight. But... If I readied a unit, could I just like kill these guys right now? Is that possible? It seems hard. I don't think I have enough attack. Yeah. Okay, so I'll end my turn by discarding Noble Manners. Okay. Is Possess any good here? Obviously, Dummy has to take a turn first. If I attacked both enemies, I could possess one to attack the other, which would be kind of funny. I don't think that's very realistic, though. Okay, I have Into the Heat now, which I think is enough to take out one dragon. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, I got a new command token, but it put it into the same slot that I was already doing this in. Okay, let's put that over there. So these guys are spent. I briefly thought, wait, the thing's up here. They're not spent, but they are. It's just the token's in the wrong place. God, the source is so fucking useless. I don't need a tornado. Do I? Could I use a tornado? If I readied this guy... Yeah, maybe the 9 damage is tough to come up with. I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean... I think I just need maximum damage. These guys can attack for 6, and with Into the Heat, that would be more. On the other hand, I guess if I use this guy's block, yeah, maybe I can. Okay, I think it's better to ready a shock troop. And then attack this guy. In blocks, I'm going to use the shock troops to reduce their attack by 3. It's now only 2. They're swift, which means you have to block twice as much as the attack value. So I have to go with block 4. 3, 4. Right? So he's blocked now. And then it's just a tornado to blow him up. I wish I didn't have to spend so much mana, and I also wish I could get through more of my deck. Turns out sparing power would have worked better this time, because Dummy just absolutely raced through his deck. But what can you do? So this kills the dragon. I had to spend a crystal, but that's fine. And I got max value out of my units, so I guess I can't be that mad. I just missed a little bit of deck value and didn't build up as many mana crystals as I would have liked. Actually, should I have fought the other dragon? No, it doesn't matter. It does matter a little. This one was better to fight. Okay. I have to, like, it's day 3 already, right? I have to take 2 cities by the end of night 3. Oh, actually, right. It's daytime now. I'm going to roll that back and say I attacked the other dragon, so you're over there. Because it's possible I want to attack the city with... If I just, like, marched into the city right now, if I did this, that would be provoking this dragon. The red tokens for dragons obey the same rules as the green tokens for, like, orcs and goblins. So he would be joining the city combat, which I do not want to happen. So it's possible I want to fight him, in which case it doesn't matter which dragon I fought. But I might want to just move away from the dragon so I can move into the city from here and then not provoke him. It's cheaper to move here than here, so I want this space open. Okay. Remove these tactics, sure. It has got to be great start. You can have the last one. Okay, I mean, I have Into the Heat and 4 units. I have a pretty solid amount of combat. I mean, Great Start isn't doing much if I just fight the dragon now. I think I have to dodge the dragon because I do not have a lot of spare resources. So I need to move 6 here. Which is sad. But it means I'm going into combat straight away. So I might as well use motivation here. Very funny. Charm's not useful. But every card is useful because you can play it as a sideways card to, like, win a contest you would otherwise lose. So I think gold, green, green, huh? Well, I can't use green for anything at all right now. So I'm spending gold mana from the source, presumably. What am I spending it on? I need 2 red, and I don't have 2 red otherwise. So I guess I'm spending it on red, which means I'm not using it to power this march. Stamina. So I guess I'll spend a crystal on it? So that I can spend another stamina here. I really hate not fighting the dragon and walking in, but, like, fighting the dragon first is probably wrong. Especially now that I've motivated. Okay, I mean, I don't know how this is going to go, but I move 4 and then 2 onto the city. You know, I wish I had some more useful attacks, but I don't. We're going to have to bump into the city a couple times, whittle it down, probably. Now that they're here, I'm looking at them. How are things looking? Do we think we can handle this? Maybe. Looking rough, but that's not a surprise. Let's see. They're all brutal because of the city. Jeez. What the hell? This is a nightmare. I just don't... I seem like I should be great. Look at all these units I have. Look at all these cards, but I don't have enough mana to do everything, and I have some fairly useless cards. These spells are both doing nothing. Well, no, Whirlwind is doing something. Let's see. I'm allowed to take 3 wounds. Sorry, 5 wounds. If I take a 6th wound, I'll be knocked out and I'll have to discard my hand. So these 2 guys are giving out 3 wounds each. Which means if I block one of the Hydra's attacks, I can just eat all this, right? This guy's not brutal. That's only 2 wounds. This guy, he's attacking for 14, which is 4 wounds. It's a bit much. So what I'm thinking is spend shock troops to reduce this guy's attack by 3 and therefore avoid him. What the fuck am I supposed to do about you, though? God. Well... I mean, it seems like I need Into the Heat somehow, either for attacks or blocks. So, like... It seems like I probably want to Whirlwind this guy, stopping that attack. Then what? God, these guys are physical resistant too, huh? Actually, you know what? Maybe it's better to use this guy for his second attack. His second ability, rather. So this guy's attack is reduced to 2 brutal, so it's only 1 wound. Instead of reducing all the wounds. But it also does, like, effectively 2 damage. Reducing his armor by 1. Reduces his, maybe. So maybe if I power Into the Heat, which which is what I want to do, but we'll see. Then instead of using this guy at all, I could actually just have the thugs block, because they're blocking for 6. Which full blocks here. You need twice as much because it's fire attack and physical block, but it works. So that's that and that taken care of. There's still 8 wounds, which I have to reduce by 3 before I'm allowed to start doing damage. Well, I can use Determination to block 1 Hydra wound. That's easy. So now there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. I have to reduce 2 more before I can start attacking. I don't have any more attacks in my, like, hand, or any more blocks, except for sideways blocks to block the Hydra, which actually is not such a bad idea, right? I'm not using Charm or Noble Manners for anything anytime soon, so that blocks another Hydra attack. Then I just need to activate 1 more unit to block something, and I can spend the rest of this on attacks. To block, let's say, the last Hydra attack, I guess, because everything else is hard. I mean, I could just play 2 more sideways cards, I guess. Because my units are the best attackers I have, I think. So maybe play these for 1 more Hydra block. So I full block the Hydra. I full block this guy with the thugs. This guy doesn't attack. I take 3 here. Wait, am I not even close? What's happening? These guys are each offering 3 wounds. How did I get so wrong? No, because this one's brutal and this one's not. So you're only doing 2 wounds. So that's 5. I can take 5 wounds and not be knocked out. And then I have 3 units available for attacks, including both shock troops who have this magnifying effect, right? Where your units all make bigger attacks. So if I activate shock troops, this one's kind of ranged attack 3. This one's kind of ranged attack 2. And this one's like ranged attack 2, but it's only 7 fucking damage. Oh my god. Okay, so if I block like that, I have swiftness for attack. I mean, it's not great, but I can kill a few units this way. A few monsters, I don't know. Take 5. And this is ranged attack 1. This is ranged attack 2. So I have 3. And this is a normal attack 5. So I have 8. And then swiftness. Turns out I didn't want the second red, so I think I'll actually save the red crystal, spend a red. Oh! Oh, God, don't forget Into the Heat. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, I have way more attack than I thought. Into the Heat is increasing units' attacks. Right, that was why this was all going to work. Okay. So actually, this is 9 more than it looked like. And it looked like 1, 3, 8. This is attack 17. And if I power this, it's attack 20. How much can I kill with that? Like a lot, right? Not everybody, but a lot. I mean, in fact, this is 17. And it looks like the swiftness is getting wasted. So I can put it back in hand. Obviously, I could, like, do this. This is 16, there's 4 here, right? But resistances are a problem. These guys are physical resistant. So it's actually 8 to kill them. So I'd rather not do that. I'd rather have these 2 purple enemies be the ones who are left. Kill the 2 browns and the white. This is 17, which means I don't need to play swiftness, which is good because I can use it to rest. We haven't rested before. You'll see that next turn, I imagine. So let's just confirm this is all legal. I think this is the best I can do. So I powered Into the Heat. My units get blocks and attacks up by 3. I can't assign damage to my units, which I didn't do, so great. This guy blocked for 6, disarming this fellow. I blocked the Hydra completely with Determination, Noble Manners, and Possess, so that's block 2 twice. And then I guess another block 2 here. So the Hydra doesn't do any damage. And I whirlwinded this guy, so he doesn't attack. So I'm being attacked by just these 2. For 12, which is 3 wounds, and 6, which is 2 wounds because of my 4 armor. So I took 5. Perfect. Now, damage. I attack 4, everyone gets +1. Attack 5, everyone gets another +1. Attack 8. That's 17. And the damage that I'm trying to do is 12 and 5 is 17. None of them are physical resist, and it's all physical attack. So these 3 die. These 2 live. And we're alive. Error in script. Unknown error. Well, I should retreat to a safe space, which is where I came from, here. I need a new skill token. Mana Storm looks pretty sweet, actually. Because I have a lot more use for mana than I have production of mana. Also, green motivation's good, but mountain lore sucks, so I don't want to have to take... Remember, if you take Goldix's skill, you have to take the leftmost advanced action. Chilling Stare, also not bad. Make an enemy not attack. It's like Whirlwind, but as an action. This is like once a turn, your unit is way better. That's like amazing. This is also quite good, except it isn't useful right now. Yeah, I think I want the Mana Storm. It's a little bit bad in one player because there's... Hello? Why are there 5 dice in the source? Maybe that's what the bug was. Okay. Let's fix that. I don't know which dice were left. Wasn't it? I used the gold, so there were like... there was a green and another green or something? So somehow like a green and a gold were duplicated. I don't know what happened there. Let's re-roll this gold because I don't know if I got it honestly or if something just went weird. No, I don't know. I'll leave it there. I need all the help I can get. It's your fault, tough luck. The guy who made the mod, the person who made the mod. I don't know. I use guy gender neutral, but some people don't see it that way. So anyway, that person has watched most of the Mage Knight videos I've done. So there you go. Little communication to you. Something went wrong with the dice here. Don't know what happened. But I'm keeping the gold one. So I get... yeah, I have to choose one of these. And, I mean, once a turn, your unit does something great is really good. But I might have to do a lot of moving next round, right? To find the last city? So even though this doesn't do anything this round, it might still be good. I don't know, this is... Oh, who can I hire once I'm in the city? Altum Guardians, and that's it. Okay. And this one sells artifacts, right? Okay. Well, with Altum Guardians... Leadership's a little worse, I think. But not a lot worse. I don't know. I'll take the one that lets you move. And Mana Storm. And this turn, I'm just resting. So to rest, you discard at least one non-wound card and any number of wounds. Or if your hand is only wounds, then like you're going to be very unhappy. But I'm not in that position, so that's my turn. I just rest all that away. Ugh, what the hell? I don't need 2 sources of mana. I need something to spend mana on. Do I have any combat left? I must. Yeah, 4 combat cards. I mean... It's kind of stupid, but I think I'm going to go hit this altar. Because if I don't, like, what am I doing? I'm just resting. I'm wasting these cards. I might as well try to get some experience out of it. So... Three extra dice from the source. Does that mean that you... I've always thought it meant you could use 3 more than you usually can, which is not very helpful in a single-player game where there's only 2 more. It doesn't mean like you get... There's 3 new temporary dice that appear this turn only, I'm fairly sure. So I don't like Mana Storm very much. I'm not sure why I took it. But this altar is kind of like, oh, well, look at that. You can use that mana. That's kind of useful. So, I don't know. What if... What if I use the gold mana to power Mana Storm? I think that's probably okay. Reroll both of these and see what I get. Not bad. It's pretty good, actually. gold and blue. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? So I'll use this to gain a white crystal and a green token. Spend the green token on March, so that's move 4. Let's ready the shock troops, I guess, and use their lead. What is this called? Forward march to gain move 1 because I have 1 unspent unit. Now I have move 5. That's enough to slog my way through a desert to this tile, which I challenge. I'm allowed to use both of these mana dice because of the mana storm. So I'm going to grab this one. Actually, wait a minute. This isn't actually any better than just playing mana draw, is it? Fuck, I don't have enough blue mana this way. I'm so used to thinking of mana draw in the way that it is usually shortcutted, but it doesn't actually work. Because usually what you've seen me do every time I mana draw is I take a die in the source and I just like flip it to the color it's supposed to be and I leave it there. But technically you're taking a die, and then when you return it, which is the end of the turn, you don't reset it or don't re-roll it. So technically I can't like take this die and make 2 blue out of it and put it back and then take it again as like another mana that I'm allowed to have access to. So I don't have 3 blue mana. I don't have any way to get it. Do I? I do. Okay, so put that gold back. I have to power this with a crystal, sadly. But set it to any color. I choose blue. Now I gain 2 blue tokens. And finally, I take the last mana crystal, mana die, which I'm allowed to do because of Mana Storm. So this one is like not actually contributing mana, but these 3 are. And then this one I don't reroll when I return. So I'm returning it by hand before hitting end turn. So I do get this. It costs me a crystal, but still, fame is good. Yes, confirm. Come on, can I get some real cards? I mean, Rage is good. Is it possible that this is enough? I mean, I don't think so. I took the shock troops, right? Yeah. I'm not sure why. Maybe crossbowmen were better. Just because they do slightly more actual damage. Yeah, I think I'm going to say that's what I did. I was thinking crossbowmen because wouldn't it be nice to reduce this guy's attack by 3? Avoiding 2 wounds. But I need my units to do damage, not prevent me from taking damage. So I haven't gained any relevant new information since then, so I'm just going to roll that decision back and say I made the right one to begin with. So now the amount of damage I could produce at most would be 3, 7, 10, 11. right? And that does not kill everything, so... I need 13, so I need just a little bit more. And getting the city is my entire goal for the day, so I'm just gonna keep... Hello? Keep resting until I get there. Hey, stop it. Hello? My keyboard was stuck or something. I don't know. Dummy doesn't have that much time left. I don't need a move card. Because I can use forward march plus any sideways card to get into the city. So I guess I rest these 4. Okay, this is a good move card. I get this turn plus 1 more. This is definitely enough. But I could take a little bit more time, maybe. If I used offering to discard some stuff. I don't think I should. I think this is a perfect hand to go into the city. Okay. So... what happens if you concentrate ambush? This gives you move and... if that effect gives you move... so I feel like... it gives you move 4, but it doesn't give you attack or block. It adds to the block of the other card that you play. So I don't think you get like to double dip on concentrate. I'm sure I would find that in the rulings booklet if I looked it up. So there's no green mana. Oh, I have to use this for green, huh? If I want to concentrate, which I probably do. Yeah. All right, well, this is enough move to get me into the city. I probably just have to take the 4 wounds. Well, I guess I could assign some to my units, maybe. But that would be wounding multiple units. Doesn't seem like a very good idea. So I need a total of 13 attack, and I need to make sure I... so you can use multiple... You can combine multiple attack cards in a single attack, obviously, because otherwise you could never kill something with like 10 armor. Furthermore, you can group multiple enemies to attack them all at once with a single batch of attack cards, or attack effects, which might include cards and other things. However, when you group enemies together, you have to consider their combined resistances. So if I were to attack both of these guys at once, the attack would... all physical damage in the attack would be inefficient, even though only one of them is physically resistant. So I have to make sure that I'm not attacking inefficiently, I want to attack them separately. A 5 and an 8. That's not a tall order. I can do that. So let's... okay, hang on. This is giving me plus 1 to my first attack. My first attack card. So that means that I can just... Now, almost always you want to use the bottom half of concentration. There are some cases where, like, you need the top half. And here, when I don't have easy access to green mana, maybe I'm supposed to use the top half? I could spend a green crystal. And if I do that, I'm sort of getting +3 on another card, right? Well, concentration, if I spend a green crystal on it, is going to give me +4 on rage, basically, right? Instead of doing 2, it'll do 6. So a crystal plus a card adds 4. Normally, crystals add about 2. So the card is sort of adding 2 in that case, right? But I can also add 2 by just, like, using this to make a red mana, right? I'm getting... Well, no, I guess not. I'm getting 4 damage. And I'm not spending a crystal. If I spent a crystal, I would get 6 damage. So, I'm not sure what's going on here. The math doesn't seem to be working out the way I thought it was going to. So what I need, I think, is just to power a rage to kill this guy. This is my first attack card, so ambush is increasing it by 1. This is 4, 5 damage, he's dead. Now I need 8 for this guy, because it's all physical. 8 is certainly attainable. I'd like to do it without spending any crystals, and also keeping Offering in hand, I think. I'm not so sure that's attainable. So spend this guy for 3, obviously. I'm not doing anything with him otherwise. So now I need 5, right? I guess what you do then is you Offering to gain a red token. Spend the red token here to discard Swiftness. That's 5, 8, right? I get to keep Offering. And next turn, I can heal and gain some mana. Yeah, you know, it's not a field of roses or a bed of roses, but I made it into the city, right? Yeah. And because I'm in the city, my hand size is extra large, so I get to draw all this stuff. Also, I guess my base hand size is 7 now because I've done so much smashing stuff. Dummy calls end of round. I spend a green mana to heal 2, and I spend a red crystal to discard these 2 cards, gaining 2 red crystals and a green crystal. Best I can come up with for the day. End turn. How's my deck? 7 wounds plus these 2. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not overwhelming, I think. Is it possible... If I disbanded this guy, I could then keep the Banner of Command to let me hire something very cheaply. But I don't know. I think I need to get moving and just have more unit spaces, so okay. Done. Okay. It removed the tactics. What's my reputation like? 0. It does say that here, but it's in smaller text. I always forget to look at it. But I do have 5 city shields, right? Because I killed all 5 units by myself. While conquered... During interaction, you get an influence bonus equal to the number of shield tokens they have. So yeah, I have a bonus of +5 to interaction here, which is nice. I mean, I'm pretty sure I want sparing power. Got offering a little too early. I like to use it bottom half as sacrifice to get a big siege attack when attacking cities, but that's because I usually have more mana than this. I think I'm going to just have to spend it to discard a bunch of cards for more mana so that I can actually power all these effects when I'm in cities in the next big city combat, which is going to be a fucking nightmare, by the way. I picked like Megapolis 12, right? Oh my god. I can't easily look at what a Megapolis 12 has defending it, but it's like 8 guys or something. And I'm not that much stronger than when I first attacked the city. So I am going to have a tough time. But, well, we'll have to see. I have underground travel, so maybe I could surprise them, but probably I'm just discarding most of this. Yeah, I mean, give me sparing power. It's got to be right. Yeah, dummy goes first. And so, because of sparing power, each turn, I can set aside the top card of my deed deck. And later, when I want a really big turn, I can pick up all the cards that have been set aside. So, first thing to note is, like, who can we buy here? Red heroes or blue heroes, basically. Or we could buy an artifact, I suppose. I mean, heroes are a little bit awkward. Because you have to pay influence when you use them while assaulting a city. But they have decent resists, which means that if, at the very least, they can soak. Can you, It even costs... If you want to activate their influence effect, you still have to pay them influence up front. So you can't, like, use one heroes to pay the other heroes and avoid having spent any influence. Yeah, well... Still, it lets you play 2 sideways cards as influence and then get, like, a hero's effect, which is very strong, right? So... And if you have your threaten in hand, of course, that's better. You can threaten the heroes into working for you. Or actually, oh, thugs. Influence 4. So I could spend the thugs to let me activate heroes. I could even do that twice if I had 2 heroes, right? Kind of interesting. So, I think I basically have to start the turn like this. Or the first turn must be Noble Manners. That's 4. Gain fame and rep. And I have 5 city shields, so I can have my pick of the heroes here. And, I mean, generally speaking, attack is a lot better than block. But this is 8. And I've been struggling to come up with enough block to let me even use my cards. So, I don't know. I think I'll take the red heroes just because I have way more access to red mana. Somehow. Like I'm about to go up to 3 red, right, with Offering. I wish I could save Offering to use it as sacrifice, but it's going to potentially take me a long time to get to the city. I can't just have that sitting in my hand forever. I need to get value out of it. And mana's great, so I don't know, I'll take the heroes. And spend a red crystal. Well, how fast do I have to go? Pretty fast. I have a lot of wounds in my deck I have to get through. So I don't think I can afford to wait around and hope there's red mana in the source. Spend a red crystal to discard 3 cards. I think I don't need my move cards very badly. Rage I want, but I don't really think I can afford to keep 2 of them. So maybe discard all of this. Keeping Underground Travel because it can move way further than a single move card can. So this will give me 2 red, a green, and a white. Okay. It's an alright turn. Retreated to a safe space? Oh, it didn't know I'd conquered the city. And then it double checked and was like, oh, you don't have to retreat, you own this city. It said, have you retreated to a safe space? And then it changed its mind. Rewards. Oh, you know what? I bet that. No, I don't know. Because since the last time I played, there's this thing that automatically, like, when it's your turn, it teleports you from the city card onto the city tile, which is nice. I like that. But I wonder if maybe that's sort of related to why it claimed I needed to retreat. I don't know. Go ahead. Red's not that bad. I don't know. They're all bad, right? I want white, ideally. Not a lot of white cards left in the deck. He's drawn through them already. All right, store another card. Okay, here's a heal. That's good. I probably don't need to rest this turn, so I can move. This is move 3, which is enough to get here. And then I'll move 2 more to explore this tile. It's not the city. Fine. Oh, there's my threaten, by the way, for the heroes. There is green, so I could underground travel if I needed to, but I don't. I just have to explore this tile. So I'll spend green mana on this to heal 2. And I think that's the turn. Actually, I mean, I could play 2 more cards to explore again to move a little faster. Determination's not very good, but I sort of want the rest. I don't know. I think keeping Rage is too greedy. No, I mean, I'm still near a city. I'm drawing very fast. I think I can afford to only get 4 cards out of my hand this turn. Okay, store a card again. All right, there's my Into the Heat. So move 3. Explore. Still not the city. It's a bunch of these idiots in my way, huh? Now I can't even move here. green in the source? No. Blue, blue, black. There's only one more tile, and it's the city. Okay. I have a move left. How do I want to get to the city? I don't want to waste resources fighting these chumps. There's got to be some good underground travel, right? Like, I could travel to here, which is okay. Well, let's see. What are the other city tiles it could be? We've drawn the red city, so it could be white or blue or green. All of those are pretty nice to approach from the northwest, I think. So maybe I can just underground travel to here. It spends a green crystal, which I don't like. And it prevents me from resting, because you can't take a move action. Oh, I already can't rest, because I took a move action here. Right. This is a movement-only skill. Yes, forward march can only be used during your move phase. And you can't rest when you've moved. Fine. So I'm not resting this turn, of course. But I only now realize that's not an option. I mean, there's green mana here. Is it possible that fighting these guys is just easy and doesn't require any investment? It kind of is true, actually. There's blue in the source, so I can just determination to block. And, like... rage to attack. It's a little bit expensive, but not very. And I just want to get them out of the way, I think, so that I can move here. In fact, what if I moved there now? I have one move left. This makes it 3. Move here. This provokes them. Determination powered blocks. This 3/6 means they have 3 armor if you blocked them, or 6 armor if you didn't block them. Either because you're killing them before blocks, or because you just took the damage. Then I need 3 attack. I'll power a rage. That's 4. He's dead. End of turn. I'm on a red crystal mine. I get the red crystal back. And I'm still next to the city, so I'm still drawing 9, which is important. This turn and then 2 more is what I have to get into the city. I don't think I can do it. Well, I mean, sparing power, I guess. I want to rest, but I also need to explore. Let's explore. Now, I said it would be nice to approach from the northwest, but then I didn't do that. Okay, well maybe I can use underground assault to get to the city then. So I'm just going to explore like this. Ooh. How did I ever think I could do this? The answer is because I have done it in the past. But like, what the hell? I wish these things didn't snap. I understand why they do. Because, like... Actually, maybe I don't understand why they do. Yeah, this should be an easy fix, right? These things are snapping to what exactly? I thought they were snapping to the centers of these map tiles, but there's other things they're snapping to as well that I don't understand. Like, what's the snap point here? It would just be nice if I could put these down without them, like, snapping on top of each other and making it hard to... So I don't know what it is they're snapping to, but it would be nice if whatever snap point that is could be amended to say that it doesn't snap these kinds of items or objects. Right, what tags does this have? None. Really? It seems like that would be nice. Tag up these as, like... I don't know. You could tag them as lots of things, of course. But, whatever is supposed to snap to these points, you could give them a tag type, and then make the snap point only snap things of that type, of that tag. Anyway, so this is very exciting because it means I can assault the city with a ton of cards in hand from my keep. Even more than being next to the city is getting me. So I have one move. It's 3 more to get in there. And I kind of have to do it like this turn so I can rest next turn and then barge in, right? Well, I mean, I could underground attack the fortified site, I guess. That gives me some move. But I really like the idea of underground assaulting the city, because with Into the Heat and a bunch of ranged attackers, I can actually shoot down a bunch of the enemies before they're allowed to attack me, as long as they're not fortified, which underground assault gives me. Underground attack. Have I stored a card for this turn? I guess it's saying I could claim for this turn, which I don't want. So I guess I'm storing for this turn. I mean, taking a keep is not hard. The problem is I need some move, which means I'm dumping some cards. Like 3 cards? Or I'm not getting a rest, both of which seem pretty bad. So maybe I have to let go of the threaten. It's my only influence card remaining, though. I probably don't need this. Whirlwind would be nice, but let's assume I have enough damage. And I guess this isn't doing much. So there's the 3 move I need to get in there. I get to see the city now. My doom awaits. Huh? In some ways, doesn't look that bad. Ignore site fortifications. So everyone in a city is fortified unless they have a card effect that says they're never fortified. But additionally, there are units who are like fortified normally no matter where you find them. Like this guy, right? He has a fortify on his token and also one off to the side to remind you that he's in a city. You only ignore the site fortification. So this guy would still count as being fortified, even if I used an underground assault, underground attack. Anyway, who's here? It's these chumps, huh? They're not fortified. This is the icon I was just talking about. What is this? Wait, didn't I take leadership? No, I took this one. Okay, well, can't say I regret it. Pretty sure I just take the 2 wounds, right? I'm going to rest them away anyway. And then I have to come up with 3 damage, which is not hard to accomplish. So, take 2. And then activate this unit to deal 3. Oh, no, it has to be 6 if I do it that way. Shoot. Okay, hang on. It's actually not as easy as I thought it would be to get in here with just using up just 1 unit. Because that's what I want to do, is use up 1 unit and then inspire them back into action for the next fight. What is this doing here? Get out of there. Oh, I probably put a wound here, and it said, oh, a wound on a unit should be this. Okay, I was trying to put it away, though. Huh. I have the influence in hand right now that I was saying I'm going to have trouble keeping, right? I can use it to pay the heroes. Yeah. So, I'm a card short of what I want to do. I might have to spend 2 units, which is really sad. If I want to keep both of these cards in hand, which I do. They're part of a very valuable combo. So I pay the heroes to activate them. Oh, what is this doing here? It's the one for this, I guess? I don't think I have 5 command tokens, do I? No, I don't think so. Well, maybe I do. I've leveled up a lot. How many should I have? You start with 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is my 5th one, so I should actually have 5. Okay, plus the one I got from this guy, this card. I could motivate now, I guess. Since I think I'll be getting to my whole deck. Yeah, let's do that. Let's motivate now. This gives me a couple cards to play with. The mana's going to waste, which is sad, but hopefully okay. Didn't really draw anything relevant. But maybe just sideways cards are good enough? Yeah. So I take the 2 wounds. I spend a threaten to use the heroes. That's an attack for 5, but I need 6. So let's play a stamina sideways. Then I'll inspire the heroes to get back into action. Waste the white mana token. Okay, so I get this turn and one more. This is very clearly a rest turn. So I'm going to rest all this away. And draw the rest. Did I already store a card? I didn't. Okay. It doesn't matter because I'm drawing the rest anyway. Arguably, it's better to not store. Because the cards are in my hand instead of on the set-aside area, but I don't think it really matters. Okay. Dummy calls end of round. I have to win the game this turn, and I don't think I will, but I'll see what I can do. Are there any cumbersome units here? Yes. There is a fire catapult, so I predict... Oh, I guess that's not relevant. Usually you have to move into a city, and that's what I was working out. But I'm going in with underground attack. Huh. I need access... Well, am I using this for black? I really would like to use black here. Like, this is supposed to be a better mana draw, but it's just worse a lot of the time. Yeah, I feel bad that I took this. I keep thinking of this as like giving you access to a ton of mana, but in single player it really doesn't. Hang on, why am I not allowed to claim here? I'm not sure what happened. Clearly, I am entitled to the rest of my cards. Oh, did it claim them for me automatically? I guess it did. There's nothing there. Doesn't seem right. Hand size increased. Which cards did I have before? I don't know. Like these two, I think, right? And then maybe this? I drew 4, and I guess I must have picked up 4 from here. It's just so drastically unlikely that Mana Storm is going to get me 2 black crystals, right? Or 2 black tokens, which is what I want. How good is Underground Attack going to be? It seems like it should be fucking insane, but let's see whether that's true. I use Into the Heat, and then all my units get better ranged attacks, right? So the amount of ranged attack I could get would be 1, 3, 7, plus 9 from Into the Heat. So I would have ranged attack 16. Enough to kill this guy. Amazing. No, not even that. He has extra armor. Oh my god. These guys attack pretty hard. I mean, that's... $16, huh? What did I do with my mana draw this round? I must have played it. Maybe I discarded it. I don't know, but it's clearly in the discard. So if I had that, I would be much happier. I could use possess. What could I do with ranged attack 16? I mean, it seems good, right? Seems better than using possess, I think. I mean, it's not even all that much. Oh, this guy's double fortified anyway. Let's put away the double fortified guys so I don't keep getting confused by them. These are the ones I can actually hit. I mean, I think the best I can actually do is 12. Right? 2 of these 6s. Still, it's decent. Because it stops me from taking 2 attacks for 6 and it kills 2 enemies. I think that's better than using... Boy, concentration really sucks in this hand, huh? There's nothing I can even play it with. Or no, this is improv. I can improvise something. Okay. I mean, I like don't have any attacks in hand. Yeah, there's just no way. Well, I'll clear out what I can, and then I'll take an absolute beating. And then the heroes and thugs will be able to do some damage. Or just the heroes, I guess, because I'll have to use the thugs to activate the heroes. I mean, I guess I might as well try with Mana Storm. Because I think I have excess white mana, right? So underground travel. No. First this. Green token, white mana. Underground travel. Pay black. Now it's underground attack. Move up to 3 spaces. End on a fortified site. I choose here. I ignore site fortifications. I power Mana Storm. Didn't hit any black, but okay. I mean, at least there's some stuff there I can use. I guess I spend a red crystal on this. Any basic color, right? Yeah, you can't use it as black mana at night. Seems like it would make sense if you could, but whatever. So now My units are all superpowered. And I do ranged attack 1 plus, this is now ranged attack 2. Oops, that's not how this works. 2, and this is ranged attack 4. So that was 7. But actually the attacks are all bigger by 3 because of Into the Heat. So 1, 7, 16. But I only actually want 12, right? So I guess what that means... Okay, so let's hit this guy for 6. And either one of these for 6. I don't know that it matters very much. This one. So that's them killed for 12. And there's not really anyone's attacks I can take back while still killing all those guys. Because this guy's attack was like for 6, right? 1 plus 4 plus 3 for this, plus 2 for the fact that he buffed the other guys. In a way. Yeah. Really? This is the best I can do? I think so. Sad. Well, alright. I mean, these guys are dead. That's something. Let's minimize the wounds we're taking here, I guess. Because there's no way I can play any of these cards as attacks now. Because I'm going to get knocked out before the normal attacks phase. So let's block this guy first. He's cumbersome, which means move points reduce his attack. So this reduces it by 3. I did this before I activated these guys for their attacks. And I guess that's for... Hey, there's a die in there, I see. So that's 4, 7, 8 move. So this guy doesn't get to attack. So I'm just going to turn this guy face down for now to remind me that I've dealt with his attack. And I can come up with a block 7, I guess. Is that any good? It stops this attack. So let's concentrate improvising, discarding crystallize for block. This would be 5 block, but it's actually 7 because of concentrate. So it blocks this guy. Now I take the rest as wounds, which is a lot. This is 2 wounds. It's actually not that bad. They are poisonous wounds, which means I get 1 to hand and 1 to discard. All these are poisonous. This guy is doing 1 poisonous wound. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually didn't get knocked out, but I had to spend all the cards in my hand to avoid getting knocked out, so I couldn't really use these for attacks usefully. Okay, I mean, that's an accomplishment, I guess. Not an important one, but an accomplishment. Now I've made it to attacks. There's no attacks I can play from hand. But... I have thugs losing a reputation to gain influence, which I spend activating heroes, paying red for cold fire attack 9 because of the into the heat. So that kills this guy. I managed to kill 3 of the units in here. The other 5 live to fight another day, and I go home in disgrace. Couldn't win this one. Seemed very hard. Which makes sense. Those are the settings I put it on. I don't remember what insanely strong combo I had last time. I usually get to do some cool stuff with sacrifice, but I think it was... I don't know. That character just got really strong somehow. I'm going to have to look at that video. Anyway, I mean, I gained 16 fame, I guess. Why am I losing 2 rep? Because I activated the thugs. Yeah. I bullied the heroes into fighting for me. Alright. I need to... Yeah, well, I mean, the game is over, but I guess technically I do get to gain something for my point for score purposes. Let's gain Stout Resolve. I have a lot of wounds. No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. The game is over. Alright, so there's my score. Pretty bad. I'm happy I managed to get the first city during day 3. It didn't look like that was a guarantee. And this was a very... I don't know. This is a very difficult setting, but apparently I have accomplished it in the past. I hope you guys enjoyed this little return to Mage Knight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.